Why are women the only ones who don't accept their nature? Why is that? I don't understand that. Women are catty, they vicious, they call each other's eyes out. Like, why can't y'all accept, for the most part, why can't y'all accept the game?
What value would an 18-year-old girl have for a 30-year-old male and living their life?
Immense value. Number one, companionship. I mean, men are very simple, right? Men, like,
Simple,
to please a man, right? All you have to be is, a non-304, be attractive, and be available, right? So
Yeah,
companionship and a helpmate is what an 18-year-old would bring to a 30-year-old man.
But
That's
even
immense
a woman
value.
even an older woman can be that too. I mean, it doesn't matter at any age.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's nothing special. It sounds so predatory. Like, why not 21? You can't even go get a drink with her at 18.
Bro, number one, I'm not an alcoholic, right? So the whole talking point when people say, "Oh, you can't drink," like,
The point is,
Like,
if you're at a club, she can't get in the club. That's what they're saying. Like, you can't even.
Everybody not
You
clubs,
shouldn't be in rooms with 18-year-olds when you're
why are
30.
you inviting your
Socially.
wife to a club, bro? Like, y'all can do so many other things to do in life besides that, right? And the number one is not predatory, right? That's a ridiculous feminist talking
I would
point,
have to
right?
say this is the only thing I would have to say
I
about
really need to
this.
address this real fast because I hate when people talk about is predatory, right? Is it predatory that she's using her youth and beauty to manipulate a man's actions in providing, protecting, and possibly laying his life down in protection of her? I would sound ridiculous to say that she's using predatory tactics to manipulate
She's
this
the
man
prey
who
in
wants
the
to love her
situation.
thing.
You're the predator.
No. It's not a predatory thing. It is.
That's what predator and prey do.
We
They
live
bait,
in
they
a
prey.
first world country where people decide who they want to be with. The woman brings her youth and beauty. Hold on. Let me land on this. They make a conscious decision to be together, right? So trying to paint this whole narrative like we're bashing 18-year-olds over the head and drag them into an apartment to say, "Hey, be with me," is a ridiculous feminist indoctrinated notion. That is not what's happening.
How do you court them? How do you court them then? When are you
court them
socially
like
in a room with an 18-year-old?
Bro, you court them like you court every woman.
Like, normally you would meet your wife at a place where you out 21 and older. You got to.
Bro, you court them like you would court any woman. You approach them. Hey, you're attractive. You present the type of lifestyle that you live, and as a American citizen in a Western country where people decide on who they want to be with, she has a decision of being with you, bro. This whole notion that these are some vulnerable women that are going to be manipulated. I mean, that's ridiculous. I would actually argue the modern young woman, adult woman, is nothing more powerful than her.
If we're gonna
go on her Instagram or her Tinder. I guarantee you, she has at least 1,000+ simps in her DM begging just the chance to take her out on a date. So this whole notion. Let me land on this. So this whole notion, right, and these talking points that is these older rich guys that want to manipulate these pure innocent women. It's a ridiculous notion because that is not how it works.
Hold on.
Y'all hold the power.
It's not uncommon for somebody who is much older to actually prey on an 18-year-old because yes, in some cases there are some cases where men do prey on 18-year-olds just for the fact that they cannot. 18-year-olds don't have a lot of discernment, and they can be molded and they can be easily more manipulated in that stance. You also have to remember with an 18-year-old who is going for somebody who's 40 or 30 or whatever the age may be, much older than them, they're possibly having a daddy issue. So you have to be very cautious with things like this. I'm
Number
not saying
one,
all. I'm just saying you have to be cautious.
Quick question, right? Do you believe in same-sex relationships?
No, I don't actually.
You don't believe in same-sex relationships?
I don't.
I'm very surprised. Usually, modern women do.
Nah,
Right,
not this one.
yeah.
Not this one.
Well, good. Well, congratulations.
Wavy ain't one of
on-
those.
on- on not
So
believing-
yeah,
on-
nice
on
try,
not- on
buddy.
not believing
I'm
that.
not for the rainbow
Okay,
community, but nice try.
Do you believe in interracial relationships?
People could do whatever they want.
They can do whatever they want. Okay.
Two
All right,
person,
so-
yeah.
Okay, great. So the reason why I'm asking you that, right? Well, I'm glad that you don't believe in that. I don't believe in that either, right? But for the most part, modern women believe in same boys with boys, girls with girls, right?
Ugh, this is making me nauseous.
What confuses me, right, is that they're very liberal when it comes to every other type of relationship, right? Free love, body autonomy. Don't love is love. You can't control who people wants to be with. But on this particular topic, right, they want to police how people date, which is confusing to me. right? So if she has enough agency to be with a woman, right? If she's a woman and woman, she has enough agency, you know, to date a trans or whatever, right? But why is it when it comes to this particular subject, these feminists and these like hyper liberal people, they become like these Fox News conservative like talking heads where they want to police people's behavior? To me, it's not logically consistent, right? Because if it was logically consistent, you would be across board that if a grown adult is making a decision on who they are, making a conscious decision on who they want to be with, shouldn't the whole notion of free love and women's bodily autonomy and all of this stuff also applies to age gap relationships as well?
See, I see where you're going with that, and that is a good argument, but I would argue that there is experience difference, there's life difference, there's moral differences between an 18-year-old and someone who is 30. So the emotional and mental vulnerability that I had as an 18-year-old is way drastically more than I am at 23.
Okay, so wait, I'm gonna agree with you on that. So you would say that you're less immature, like you're more immature. So we'll agree on that talking point, right? So tell me how does it logically track, right? To say the solution to that is for you getting with a younger guy that's your age and as immature as you, right? So if you're really concerned about her being immature, right, and not being able to make logical decisions, right? Why would the solution be for her to date someone her age who's immature? Wouldn't the logical solution for her to be with an older man?
Age does not have to do with maturity.
Hold on. Wouldn't the logical solution be for her to date someone that's older, who has more life experience and who's less likely to make reckless and immature decisions?
Yes, so I also see your arguing point with that, and what I would say with that would be there is more proximity and understanding and relation. Like, okay, what I'm trying to say is that there's more shared experiences between someone who is in the same age realm. Let's say if there's someone who is 22 or someone who's 21 who's dating an 18-year-old, I'd be like, okay, like that's